Okay, this is the second part of key signatures. So you should have already watched the sharps one. Now we're going to look at flats. So again, make sure you watch the sharps one. There's some stuff that we go through and that you need to know, as well as the note name ones. So if you haven't watched those, maybe go back and watch those first. This time we're going to be focusing on flats. That's what the symbol looks like. Flats make a pitch lower by usually a half step. Naturals are right in the middle, and sharps we already talked about, and they're the ones that raise a note. Again, we're going to be focusing on the flats and the sharps with key signatures. You don't really see naturals. This slideshow is about flats. In the last slideshow, we learned that the order of sharps is F, C, G, D, A, E, B. Fat cats go down alleys eating birds. If you take that same order and read it backwards, you have B, E, A, D, G, C, F, which coincidentally is the order of flats. So the order of sharps backwards is the order of flats. So you can remember one, you can remember the other, you just flip it around. B, E, A, D, G, C, F. How we remember the order of flats if you can't just remember them backwards. We have another silly saying, birds escape alleys during gory cat fights. That's the order of flats. Birds escape alleys during gory cat fights. Just like the order of sharps, we always have to keep that same order when we're putting them on the staff. This is your grand staff. Just like last time, we have the treble and the bass. We're going to put them on both of them so you can see how they work in both clefs. So if we want to do one flat, it has to be B flat because that's the first one in that order of B, E, A, D, G, C, F. Just like sharps, the middle of the flat is what matters in placing your flat on the staff. So the very center of the flat is it has the line going through it, and that's what makes it a B flat because it's on the B line right in the center of that flat. If we added another one, that would have to be E because that's our second one, birds escape. And right in the center of that flat is the E space, so we know it's E. A third one would be A, then D, then G, then C, then F. Flat fa is your rule. So last time we talked about sharp T. Sharp T and flat fa are your two rules. The rules actually furthest flat to the right is fa, but again, that's long, so we a lot of times say flat fa. So let's look at how that works. If we have this as your key signature, you have 5 different flats here. B, E, A, D, G. Goes in this order. Has to be those flats. Okay, so you're going to find your furthest flat over in order to find do. So how are we going to find do? We're going to use that rule. Find your furthest flat over. It's that one. That one is fa. Then we have to count up space so, line, la, space T to find do. Or you can also go down, mi, re, do. Whichever way works. They're about the same counting wise, so it doesn't matter a whole lot which way you go. It's just whichever you feel like doing. So now that you found do, the process is the same. Find do, then name do. So next we need to name do. We see where do is, so I'm going to look at that and say, okay, I know that's on the D line or space. So D is where do is at. So it's the key of D, right? Wait, it's the same as last time with sharps. You always have to go back and check. So double, triple check. There's nothing here. I'm clear there. But if you go with this one, go back. Oh, there's a flat right there. It goes straight through the middle of that flat. So it can't be D major. It means that that D is actually D flat. So it's D flat major. Always have to go back and check. So you can see the process is pretty much the same. You just have to count a little further to get to do either way instead of just stepping up. I'm going to show you another way to do the same thing though, a little bit of a cheat. So you still have your 5 flats, B, E, A, D, G. You find your furthest flat, which is that one. And then, instead of counting, you can just go back to your second to last flat. So up here, I'm going to go back one to D flat. Or if you're on the staff, you have to remember, like we talked about in the last slideshow, the flats get put on here in a zigzag order. So if you go back up to your last flat, not next to it, but up, your last flat, that's what key it's in. So you can either go through the letters and go back or find your second to last flat on the staff. That second to last flat is D flat, and that's the name of your key. Super easy. So you can either count all the way up to do, or you can find your second to last flat. Let's try another second to last one. So here you have 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to find your fourth flat and go back one to A, or go here and go back one, here, go back one. And that's your key, A flat. Another one, last flat, find it there or there, go back one to B, back one, that's on the B line, and that's your key, B flat. Super easy. As long as you can remember this order, you just go back one. Now there are sometimes it doesn't work. Okay, so in this case, you only have one flat, so you can't go back to the second to last flat because you only have one. So B flat is your only flat. So in this case, you would have to either just memorize this key or count up and down to find that your key is actually F major. So either way works. You can always count up or down, but if you have more than one flat, it's a quick trick to just go back to the second to last one. Same thing with sharps. If you don't see any sharps or don't see any flats in this key signature, it's going to be C. C no sharps, C no flats, key of C. All right, we've made it to the end of your flats. So the process for Google Classroom is about the same exact thing, so I'm just going to show that to you quickly. If you feel confident that you know what you're doing, you can stop the video now and go do your quiz. Okay, so you're going to go to Google Classroom. I'm in 9th grade, but you can go to whichever one you're in. Click on Classwork. There'll be a whole bunch of stuff there. You have to find the flats one, key signature flats. Click on that. Scroll down and open the quiz, and then start taking it. So I'll take it kind of quickly here, just to get us to the end. So then I'm going to start clicking random things to get us to the end here a little bit faster. Great, so I got 15 out of 20. You click View Report, sign your name just like last time, click Sign, click Copy. Once you have that link copied, you go back to Classroom and paste it in the spot for that question that has the answer. Click Post or Save or Answer, whatever the button is there, and then you're done. And that's it. Thank you very much.